So something we always see online is that people love to see historic home before and afters, but they don't always get excited to see the messy middle. But the messy middle is actually where so much of the really important work happens whenever you are restoring a historic home. So before we jump in, we are a mother-daughter team that is helping you buy the right historic home and renovate it the right way. I am the daughter part of this team, and I am a licensed realtor. My name is Marley.
I'm Elaine. I'm a licensed contractor. I've been restoring historic homes for over 25 years.
So, Mom, let's start by explaining why the messy middle is so important. And I guess, first of all, let's explain what we call the messy middle. Like, what are we actually talking about here?
Okay, this is beyond getting all of your historic approvals, beyond your permits, hiring your contractors. You're really, truly in the middle of the process. So you are in the middle of tearing out things. Some may be exterior, rotten wood damage, roof, ceiling coverings, which would be maybe sheetrock that's cracked. And in this case, I'm doing one that I've already done the foundation. It's already been repaired and totally ready to go. And now we're starting to work on things like plumbing, electrical, HVAC. And so you are removing old sheetrock. You're having to cut into walls for the plumber and the electrician. We do as minimal as we can on that part. But when we're doing it, we have so many surprises. So I was telling Marley that you have to be ready to pivot and change your plans a lot during this time.
So, what exactly what is your goal during this part? Is your goal to get a better understanding of what you're actually dealing with so you can plan more appropriately? Is your goal to discover hidden problems or hidden gems? What exactly is going on during this process?
You are working toward your original plans, but you do run into surprises constantly during this part. So, for example, I am pulling up vinyl flooring and I've got layers, like 5 layers of it to get up. And so then I find out if the floors are salvageable or not. I'm truly hoping all those layers have protected my great wood floors. But you never know. You never know what you're going to get until you get there. We had a bathroom cabinet that was just a piece of junk that someone had put in for storage. We removed it, and under that was a giant rotten hole in the bathroom floor. So that was a big surprise. We had to actually put a new beam under there. And, you pivot when you learn. We found windows that were covered in this house. We just were pulling off the sheetrock for the plumber and the electrician to get in, and we find windows we didn't know were there. We found a sleeping porch that was actually, we never knew was there. That the kitchen is huge. Well, now we know why. Half of it used to be the sleeping porch, and the kitchen had been tiny. So
Yeah. So, what role does historic preservation approvals and that whole process play in this part of the messy middle? What does that look like? Does it adjust or impact your timeline?
your initial approvals, definitely you have to allow time for, because they're going to take, even if you're super fast and prepared, a month. Typically 2 months is what I usually allow for, just for planning. But anyway, by the time we get to the messy middle, which truly is messy because the house, all I do is sweep, I feel the house, dust everywhere. You do find things. We found a chimney that goes right through the middle of the kitchen that we did not know. We knew it was there. We could see it from the top of the house, but we found it built into the kitchen wall. So that made us adapt how we're building our cabinets in the
Mhm.
kitchen. We are using it. We're going to use it to vent the gas stove, actually. And so we're working on making that work. You cannot remove a chimney. Historic Office of Historic Preservation, that is a guideline that you cannot do. So it's original. It's a big important part of the house. So we're working with it. It'll be fun. It's going to be fun to incorporate into the kitchen, for example. So during the messy middle phase is where I feel I always get very frustrated. I now understand, I've done this so many homes, that I know it's going to happen to me on every job. But I feel like I have sleepless nights. I wonder, what did I get myself into? Because you have surprises all the time. Doors that maybe opened we had a little hallway, 4 doors were opening into it. So you had to open one at a time so they wouldn't hit each other. For example, you have to replan a lot of your layout. And that was simple. We just made the doors open into the bedrooms instead of the hallway. That was easy. But it's like one thing after another. So this is, everybody needs to understand, it's a frustrating part. Everyone feels it. It's what you do. And once this part is over, is the fun part, the colors, the decorating, the new tile, the new kitchen cabinets. We'll be showing you this all the way along on this house.
So, but I think this part too is where you're really laying the foundation, for lack of better words. You're setting yourself up from a foundation standpoint, but also making sure that you're not creating more expensive problems later. You're doing the right things in the right order. It's once you do get to the fun part of picking colors and laying tile and restoring the wood floors and all of those things, you're not going to necessarily run into those major issues that should have been fixed beforehand.
That's right. This is probably the most important part. I cannot stress enough, the biggest thing is be on site. If you're not living in the house, this is a really important time to be there at least twice a day. When I stop in, there is some little issue that somebody needs to address. Or, for example, today, a vent pipe was put in place where a sliding pocket door is going to slide right through that wall. And it was a big issue for my poor plumber because he's trying to figure out where he can place that now. But if you're not there on site, things are going to go wrong. Even, I don't care if you're not the contractor like I am. As the owner, you need to look at everything they're doing every day.
Mom, if you had to sum up why this phase is so important, what would you say?
So, this is the infrastructure of the house. This is something you don't want to rush. As I said, you want to be there, eyes on every day, seeing what's happening. This is what you build on to make the house what you want it to be, to live in comfortably. And then you get to do all the fun, pretty part after this.
And if this part is done right, then the fun, pretty part gets to be more enjoyable because
That's
you know
right.
that you have the right foundation in place.
The walls are straight, everything is in place. All the HVAC is going to cool the house properly. The plumbing is all new. You're ready to go.
So, if you have recently bought a historic home and you're wondering, what do I even start with? Where do I start? We have a free guide for you that is going to help you with all of that. It is the owner's guide, and you'll see it linked right below here. So, you can go ahead and grab that and have that by your side as you are making those first decisions. It's going to help you make the right first decisions as you are navigating that process. And that is it for this week. We'll see you back here next week.